Alright everybody, welcome to another Brolylegs video. This time the Chun-li tutorial for you guys. You guys have been asking for this for a long time. I know I've done a couple here and there based on the beta, but this is the launch of Street Fighter 6, and I want to make sure that players can learn from this video as much as I have with Chun-li and answer everyone's questions when it comes to how do you play Chun-li in Street Fighter 6. So we're gonna go very basic. It's gonna be a very thorough video, so I apologize for it being really lengthy, but I promise once you watch this video, you will be a much better Chun-li than you were before you watched the video. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about all of Chun-li's normals, specials, and everything in between. Okay, so we definitely have the jab, light, middle punch, heavy punch. And then we also have light kick, medium kick, heavy kick. And there are big differences compared to what she's used to in other fighting games. So, or previous titles that we'll get into. But for the most part, a lot of it's kind of the same. You also got crouching light punch, crouching middle punch, which is a big difference. Crouching heavy punch, which is this very big twirling move. Very low range. It does move her a little forward, but it's okay. Nothing that you will see me do a lot, but there is some uses to it. Crouching line kick, crouching middle kick, which is the golden standard of Chun-li. If she doesn't have this move, then you're not playing Chun-li, or Chun-li's not good in the game. And then the standard sweep, right? Her legendary sweep is still back in this game, and you know, does what it does, right? Sweep, knocks down. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about everything that is on hit and on block. So the great thing about Street Fighter 5, and you can, or 6, I'm sorry, gotta get out of that motion. If you go to screen display settings, what you can do is you want to turn on this frame meter the whole time. And I'm gonna make a separate video on frame meter and what it means. But you always want this on when you're in training, okay? So let's talk about Chun-li on hit maneuvers, or like button, you know, frame data on hit. So you got stand jab. So gotta make the computer not block everything, not be a god. All right. Whoops. No, not that one. All right. So stand jab is 5 frames on hit. That means I can combo another stand jab. Or if I want to combo, because the middle punch is 5 frames, I can combo stand jab, stand middle punch. Okay. Let's go into middle punch. Middle punch is 6 frames. So 6 frames on hit means I can do a jab after that. What else is 6 frames? Let's find out. Is this 6 frames? No. Is this 6 frames? Yes. So that combo is still in this game. So stand middle punch, crouching middle punch will be one of her bread and butters in this game whenever you come close. Obviously there are things to expand on that when it comes to using the mechanics of Street Fighter 6, including drive rush. But for the most part, when you're starting out, this is the combo you want to get into and start learning. Now, stand middle punch does have very small range. It's not the greatest. So you definitely need to be up close and personal with the opponent. Maybe when you punish something, maybe you punish a Tatsumaki, something that'll let you get close enough to land this and do this combo. Now, for those of you that are playing 5, this combo does not work with crouching middle kick anymore. Crouching middle kick is 7 frames. So if I'm plus 6 on this and I do a 7 frame move, it's not gonna combo. It's not gonna work. So that is not a combo anymore. So you want to make sure that you're doing stand middle punch, crouching middle punch. Okay. Let's talk about other stuff on hit. You got heavy punch, which is 2 frames. So nothing that you can combo with. You got light kick, which is 2 frames. Nothing you can combo with. Stand middle kick, 4 frames. Technically you can do stand middle kick, stand jab, but this is a very awkward button. As you can see, this is the anti-air button, so it is nothing you can really accomplish with it. In footsies, it doesn't have a good range, very stubby moves, so use it as an anti-air more than anything, and we'll get into anti-airs in a bit. And then you have heavy kick. Now, heavy kick is 4 frames, so again, you could do stand jab, stand roundhouse, right? And that is something you can do, right? So make sure that you're using this as a button to combo if you're close enough, and you can go into like EX legs and things like that. Okay. Anyways, let's talk about the crouching. Crouching jab, 4 frames on hit. Crouching middle punch is 4 frames on hit. So you could do crouching jab, or you could do crouching jab, crouching middle punch, crouching jab, and that's a combo as well. Let's do crouching fierce. Crouching fierce is 1 frame. So no combos or no links to other normals with it, which is, you know, it's fine, but at least you're positive. Crouching light kick, 0 frames. So you get nothing other than if you chain it together. And so people might be thinking, well, what's chaining? Chaining is basically repetition of the same button. And some buttons can do it. They can link into each other. They can cancel into each other. So light kick works. If I do light kick, like if I try to space it out, it won't combo. But if I chain it, it will combo. Just so you guys know, jab does the same thing. I can do jab, or I could space it out a little bit. Okay. So chaining is really good. It's also good for strings. Not true block strings, but it is a good string. And we'll go into the on block frame data. Okay. And then you got crouching middle kick, which is -2. So it's actually minus if you don't cancel it. And you got sweep. And sweep lets you knock down. And in this game, just so you guys make sure you're taking these notes, sweep is a hard knockdown. You will notice on the right, on the right side of the screen, you'll see that the hard knockdown. What does that mean? They cannot roll backwards. They can only get up normally. Okay, so use that for timing purposes. Okay. Also, throw, I believe, does the same thing where they cannot roll back. Doesn't say hard knockdown, but I believe they can't roll back. I'll test that. In my mind, I'm like, it does it, but we'll test that. But yes, sweep is a hard knockdown, so you can rest assured that they're always going to be in that same spot. Okay, now let's talk about on block. Actually, before I go, there are a couple moves that Chun-li does have that are not just normals, they're unique normals. You got back heavy punch, which returns into this game, and back heavy punch on hit is 5 frames. This is a good solid meaty attack. If I knock down my opponent, if I do it right, look at that, that's 9 frames on advantage. That means I can do pretty good damage. So I can do this, and that combos into crouching middle kick, right? Really good stuff. Really good meaty if you want to use it. And then you have forward middle punch. Now you guys might remember this move in Street Fighter V. However, the biggest difference with this move is that now you can cancel it. You can actually cancel into a special. So the special cancels are in that move. It's a really good move to use. I don't believe there's any other. Well, she does have this move, which is sort of a unique move. Is down forward heavy kick. But you'll see the 3 kicks, so don't mind it too much. It is her flip kick from Street Fighter Turbo, I believe. I remember as a kid I was spamming this move, and it would always beat the computers and sometimes some of my neighbors, so I would use this all the time. Right? Okay. And it's like, you know, sort of like a jump in, you get 7 frames, you get to do some combos with it. We'll talk about that more in a bit. Alright, now let's talk about on block. So stand jab, -3. Now remember when I talked about linking. What you want to do is when you're linking these combos, you want to make sure that you're just doing it in succession and you're not doing one at a time, because if not, you will get punished. But if you time it right, or you just link it together, you won't get punished. Now they can parry, I believe, in between. So you do have to be very careful when you're doing this. If you're doing it too much, people may try to go and parry it. But just remember, this is something that you can use. A lot of times when I'm playing my matches, I'll end up doing, that's a string that I like to do, right? So 3 jabs, back middle punch, into fireball. It's really good, really safe. Again, unless they parry me, and by the time I do the 3rd jab, there's nothing they can really swing that's gonna hit me. Even though I'm negative, I have space, so if they do a jab, I'll do something like this. Okay? And we'll test that out in a bit. Alright? Now, let's talk about the other moves. So, stab middle punch. +1. And I want you to take note of that. Alright? Because it's going to be very important. You're going to notice it's her only plus move on block. You got heavy punch, -4. You got back heavy punch, which is -1. So this, in some ranges, is punishable. Alright, they can punish that. Alright, you got your stand line kick, which is -2. Stand middle kick, which is -2. Stand heavy kick, which is 0. Not punishable, not negative. But, you know, this move is very wild. Very, you just swing it around, right? There's nothing, it's not a good move to use in neutral, but you can use it. I do tend to use it when I think my opponent's gonna get close, right? Especially with a tall character that's not crouching a lot. Okay, so it's a good, okay move, but it's not something that you want to use too much. Same as Fierce Punch. Fierce Punch has been heavily nerfed in this version of the game. Well, in this game in general, compared to our last few titles. Standing Heavy Punch is really weak, really slow. You can use it, but don't find too much success with it. So try to keep it mediums and crouching mediums. Those are your pokes. Those are the things you want to do, okay? Try not to go too overboard with Heavy Punch. Alright, it's very slow and can be punished. Alright, let's go into the crouching. You got crouching jab, -2. Crouching middle punch, -2. Crouching heavy punch, -3. Nothing punishable. Then you got crouching light kick, which is -2. Crouching middle kick, which is -6. So yes, it will be punished if you're not ready for it. If you don't cancel it to anything. And then the sweep, obviously we know sweep, -7. Now -7. Big difference from the last title of the Street Fighter series. -7 is punishable, but it's not sweep punishable anymore. Unless the character has a 7-frame sweep, you cannot be punished by a sweep. They have to do mediums. So it's a good, you know, weird but good change for the character. You can tell, definitely use it from far away. You want to use this -7 from this range. Still be punishable, but it's very hard. Okay, so make sure that you're utilizing this if you need to at certain distances. Obviously, it gives you that a hard knockdown, and you know, so forth. So it's a neat tool. Is it something that I recommend people doing all the time? No, but I think it's a tool that you want to use in case people are just walking around a lot. Throw that sweep out there. It's a big long range normal that is punishable, but not as punishable as it used to be. Okay. All right. We got those out of the way. Oh, we didn't do forward middle punch. I'm sorry. Forward middle punch is -3. And this flip kick thing is +3. So it's a good normal to use. I mean, it's a good unique normal. But of course, since you're in the air, you can be anti-aired. So very, very, very careful. Alright. Now let's talk about Chun-Li's specials. And we're going to try to do it without getting hit. Or without hitting them. So Chun-Li from 5 to 6 has 2 new specials. Okay, she still has her fireball. And she still has her spinning bird kick, right? But she has 2 new specials now in this game. One, it's a returning from Street Fighter 4. And I think Third Strike. I think she had it in Third Strike, right? Hansanchu. Hansanchu is really good, goes over fireball. And if you counter hit on the medium, it does combo. You can combo into jab. So it's really, really good. And I'll show that later. And then you have heavy. Heavy is actually -1. I should just probably show it off right now. So -1, -9 for the light. So that's very punishable. Medium is -3, not punishable. Whoops. And heavy is -1, not punishable, right? Then you have EX, which is -5, which is punishable. But you can make it a little bit of a, you know, you can keep it safe-ish if you do it from far, and you won't be punished from that far. Like maybe you will. I don't know everybody's normals, how far they reach, but in most cases you won't get punished in that sense, right? But if you want to just use it, if you're reading a fireball, you see like you think you can get a fireball, do the medium one. It's not punishable. Heavy is really too slow. People will see it. Medium's quick enough that you can get them to block it and they won't get hit by it. Okay. And then obviously the spinning birds are all punishable. All of them, even EX. Right? Even EX is very punishable. So, and EX is a big change, and we'll get into that in a bit. Now, the other new move that Chun-Li has received in this game, and again, she had it in Super Turbo. She had it kinda in 4, but not as a special. It was more of a target combo. Is the 10 choke kicks. This is down kick. So the stronger it gets, the higher it goes. And then obviously EX is invincible on startup. Now, like I said, I will talk about frame data in a separate video, but just so that you guys can see it, the colors on my frame data will show you how much invincibility it has. It has 5 frames of invincibility due to the white color. Okay, so just giving you guys that so that you can see what we're talking about when it comes to the colors and what the frame data means and all that good stuff. Alright. And of course, these are DPs, they're very punishable. Be careful when you're doing it, but it's a good anti-air. So if someone jumps at me, you'll definitely anti-air them with this. Okay. And it's pretty good. This one has a bigger startup, so you have to be careful. But Light has a good startup, but the window is very small, and the hitbox is very small as well. So I feel like medium is okay, but obviously EX is really good. Okay, just an FYI. And those are all her normal or her specials. She doesn't have any more. Obviously, right? I forgot the legendary lightning legs. I'm sorry. So the thing about lightning legs is this: -8 frames, -8 frames. Heavy is actually safe. Something that I never really thought about, but heavy legs is safe. It's -3. And then you got EX legs. Now, the biggest difference between EX legs in this game compared to the other games is that when you do EX legs, there's a follow-up if you keep doing the kicks. So if you keep capping it, she'll do the next set, and that was -13. However, if I just do one set, it's -3. So you don't want to be using the second set if it's blocked. If you want to do the first set, keep it safe. I should just make this as a note, and I know, people that have been wondering, -3, isn't that punishable? In the last 2 versions of this game, or last 2 entries in 4 and 5, at least for me, maybe in previous ones, I don't remember, I don't know. -3 has been the rule, right? If it's -3, it's punishable. In this game, -4 is the rule. Nothing is faster than 4 frame, except a few supers, and I think like Zangief's super for sure, or level 3 is a 2 frame punish, right? So not many specials and normals in this game are, or I don't think any of the specials or normals in this game are 3 frames. So if it's -3, it's safe now. It's not punishable. Just so that you guys know. Alright. And you might have heard me say, what do you mean level 3? Isn't there only one super? Can you only choose one super? No. In this game, you have 3 specials. Down 4 punch is concussion. That's her level 1. So if you look at my meter, I know it says CA and I know Ryu says level 3. We'll talk about the difference in a bit. But that is level 1. Level 2 is down 4 kick. And you can do any kick, doesn't matter. Okay. And then her level 3 is down to back kick. Not that one. Okay. Now, obviously on hit it's a little bit different. Now you might see that mine says CA. What that means is if you look at my health, once it hits 25 to 30%, I'm gonna just say 25 because I don't exactly remember what the number is, but in that area, if your health total gets there, your level 3 becomes a CA. All it does is adds an extra cinematic hit, which does more damage. So if normal level 3 does 4,000, CA does like 4,500, right? 4,500 damage. So there is a little bit of a difference. It does leave differences in the sense of Oki. It's just a different cinematic. Okay, does a lot stronger move compared to her just normal level 3. But you only get to you only get to carry over these supers. They do carry over between rounds. So if I'm using any of my meters, they do carry over just like in other fighting games or just in other versions of the game. However, and this is a big change, EX, and it's not called EX anymore, it's called OD. OD moves, but we'll still call them EX here just so there's no confusion. EX moves do not affect the super meter anymore. It's only now the drive meter. If you look at the meter under my health bar, that is considered the OD meter again, or at least it's tied to it, right? And there's a couple things that you can do in that game, in that character, or that drive, I'm sorry, that it affects drive meter. Okay, we're gonna go into the Street Fighter 6 mechanics. I was gonna save that for a separate video because I wanted to focus this for Chun-Li, but you will see me use a lot of these meters when it comes to what Chun-Li can do, right? What combos she can do when it comes with drive rush and all that good stuff. So I will be throwing it in here in bits and pieces. But yeah, so now let's get some. So the good thing about this game that I really like is this right here. Wake up reversal. You can do reversal after damage. You can do block reversal. I'm going to do wake up reversal. You know, what I want him to do, and you can make the Ryu do special things. You want him to do a different move. You want him to do one of the unique normals. You want him to do an Hadouken. You want to change the level of Hadouken. All that good stuff, right? So I'm going to just make him do Hadouken, right? I'm going to make him do Hadouken. Oh, hold on. What is supposed to... Okay, there you go. And when you want to turn it on, you just press the triangle button. Now it's on. So now, anytime I knock him down, he's going to do Fireball. Okay. The reason why I wanted to show you this is because level 2 still goes through Fireball. Let me actually throw... Well, let me actually... Okay, that didn't work either. Okay. So this still goes through Fireball, just to show you. And this move right here actually jump cancels. So usually you can do certain moves here where... Now, this is a change from 5. 5 you can do almost the same thing, not with the same circumstances, but you can do air stomps, and you can do air lightning kick. Now, I will go over, let me just go over this real quick. I kind of ignored it because it's not that good, but there is instant air legs as well. Now, the thing is, the hitbox is really bad. You can crouch them. I'll just show you guys real quick before I continue. I'll have him crouch, right? They're not good, okay? Not good. Even if I wanted to time it, doesn't hit, okay? So, don't use them that much. You can do it like how I used to do it in 5, where you wanted to like suspend yourself in the air for a little longer to go over fireballs, but it's very risky. She is punishable on landing, so let's just be careful on doing that, okay? But she can do EX, and this is the one reason you do it. So if I do level 2, I can jump cancel and do... So if I do 3, unlike in Street Fighter 5, in this one, the third one will always send them down, okay? So what I want to do is I want to do 2 and then legs. And usually I'll do medium legs because it keeps them in the air a little longer and she does good damage. So medium legs is really good. Now I could also do And I didn't mention this with Kosho, but you can do level 1 super in the air. And you can do it anywhere. I don't, let me see if you can do it. You can even do it jumping back, right? And you can do a Tiger Knee version as well, right? You can Tiger Knee it as well. Okay. This is a good special. Kosho is pretty much like the one in Street Fighter 4. Maybe not the size, it's a little smaller. But it's an okay use as an anti-air. You know they jumping from there. You can just get it out, and as long as they're in that bubble area, as long as they don't get past Chun, she's fine. You can go for the anti-air. It is an anti-air super. It's good. Okay. But yes. Now there is a safe jump setup. I'm gonna go over the safe jump setup really fast. Okay. So safe jump setup. You do your level 2 super, and what you want to do is you want to delay the second stomp. Okay. The way I did that, and I want to explain it, and I'll do it one more time, is once the super hits, I jump cancel it, do the stomp really fast, then pause for a little bit. On the way down, do another stomp. But the moment I do the second stomp, I do fierce. Okay. Fierce pops the character up, and then you just hold up forward and then heavy kick after. So I'm going to show it again. And it's a safe jump. And I'm going to show you it's a safe jump by doing this. Remember the stuff we were talking about. So instead of this, we're going to make him do Shoryuken. And we're going to make him do OD Shoryuken. Okay? So, let's see if I do this right. Okay? Now this one has, what? Startup of 6 frames. Right? So it's pretty quick. Let's do medium. Just in case, maybe, I don't know, OD's a little too slow. Alright, let's do medium. Let's try this. I messed that up. And it's still not doing, whoops. Alright. I messed up the combo, or the setup anyway. And then you can punish for that, okay? And this will work for everything. It's not just DP. You can also, sorry about that. You can also make him do, let's see, you can also make him do parry. Oh, like drive parry. Yeah, let's just do drive parry. Okay. Did I do it right? Yes. Alright, so it is again. See that? Okay. And then the last thing we'll do is drive impact. You can do it back. And we're gonna make him do nothing. Let's just turn this off for now. Okay. So as you can see, good setup in the corner. Again, stomp. And right as you jump, do a stomp. Wait a little bit. Do the second stomp, fierce, and then hold up forward, heavy kick. That's the setup to do the safe jump setup. Now a lot of times people won't do anything. They're too scared. They won't press anything. So you want to throw that roundhouse in case it does make them block it, and if anything, you can just throw them afterwards, and just see how it goes. See what they want to try. If they try parry again, you can just throw them. If they try anything else, just gotta choose the right option accordingly. And we'll go into that in a little bit. All right. Try to see if I don't forget it. Now, stomp does work again here, but it doesn't really work well with a crouch. I don't think it actually hits them when they're crouching. So this kind of went away. For us, which is unfortunate, right? You can do it. It's really, really hard. Okay, but it does work now. Let me see. What if they block? Yeah, so they can block stomps crouching. So it doesn't really do anything. But it's good to bait a throw, right? If they go for a throw or something, you can definitely bait it, hit them out of that. Okay. So it's a good, kill if you need to. Something similar, but it's not gonna, if they're just blocking low, it's not gonna hit them. So, just so you guys know. Okay. There is a move I have forgotten. I am so sorry. I did forget. The return of Street Fighter V is the forward heavy kick. Now, forward heavy kick is okay. It is punishable on block, but it's -4, I believe. They can understand. -4 on block, so they can stand jab it, right? That is a punish. Stand jab. And I was saving this for later because this is gonna take a lot of time to explain. But she does have one other special move, and it's not really a move; it's more of a stance. Now, you guys might be dreading this because this is Chun-Li's new kit, but Chun-Li now has a stance. And what that means is that she can cancel her moves into what's called Serenity stance. So, a lot of times, remember I was talking about that Fierce Punch, a lot of times if this does hit, you want to go into Serenity stance and do some combos with it. Okay, and we're going to do some combos right here in a bit. Again, a lot of these don't seem very practical because the way your normals work, they're very slow, they're very wild, but if I wanted a combo, I could do that. That's a combo. And what that combo is, so let me explain Serenity Step before I go into combos. When I'm in Serenity Step, I can press 6 buttons. This is jab. This is middle punch, her slide from 5. This is heavy punch, which is an overhead. Okay? So she goes down, then she can do an overhead. Then she has light kick, medium kick, and heavy kick. Okay? And so when you land these combos, you can definitely cancel normal into Serenity, and you gotta do it really fast. So that's a combo. Heavy kick, down to bad punch, middle kick. Okay. Now, you might think, well, what's the point of all this? Why do she has new normals? That's cool. What's so cool about them? What's so good? Well, when you do Serenity into a button, you can cancel into one of the specials, either Fireball or one of the charge specials, Fireball or Spinning Bird Kick. Now, the cool thing about this, you don't have to charge for it. You can look at my inputs, and I'm not charging down. I'm just pressing down up to get the Spinning Bird there. Same thing with Fireball. Okay. Same thing. Now, the only thing is, there's no way to cancel this really well. You're kind of stuck in this motion until you do a button, right? So I'm pressing all the buttons and all the directions, it doesn't do anything. Okay, so make sure that you're like, if you're gonna commit to it, go ahead and do, like, if you want to do this fast, to go for a Fireball, like if you see a Fireball coming, you can just go into it really quick. But if anything, throw the light one. Light kick is really, really good, really fast, and you can get out really, really quick. Alright. So yeah, so good combos, like I said. So this is a really fast one, but this is like the standard combo that you'll see a lot of Chuns do, is heavy punch. Actually, I'm sorry, it's not heavy punch, it's back heavy punch. See that? That combo. So if you're ever doing a combo, if you ever land, like, if someone blocks a short or DP, you can do that. And you can do any one, I don't think you can do heavy. You can do EX and then combo up on that. Okay. And we'll go into combos in a bit, but I just want to make sure you guys are seeing that this is usable with heavy kick as well. I can get the launch with back heavy punch. I can get the launch as well, and you can jump cancel that. So Right? So I want to do that. Okay. You can also do EX in the air as well, but I don't recommend it because I don't want to spend my drive meter. Okay. So be careful when using a bunch of ODs and attacks like that. You want to make sure that you're not burning out too quickly. And what's burnout? Burnout is basically when you spend all this meter. Actually, this will be faster if I do it this way. So drive gauge, let's just put it at 0. I'm in burnout, right? What that means is now I don't get access. Actually, can I? So what that means is I don't get access to my drive meter at all, which means no more drive impact, no more parries, no more EX moves or OD moves, right? You can still do super, and you can still combo like normal, but a lot of your moves are a little bit less, and when you block a move, you take chip. Okay, any special that you block, you're taking chip. So, for example, let's have him do what? This Hadouken, right? So if I do, did I not turn off? Oops. So knock him down. You see my health? It goes down a little bit. Okay. So just remember, supers. If you're in burnout mode, your supers will take damage. And the other thing too is if you're in the corner and he decides to do, let me just do it here. Let's just do drive impact, right? So if I sweep him and I block this, I didn't even turn it on. Whatever. So if I block this in the corner, I get stunned, and that stun doesn't go away until I fall down. Okay, so stunning is something that you want to make sure that you want to avoid when you're in burnout. You want to avoid it. So what happens is, what I usually do, if I'm close to getting, if I'm burned out and they want to drive impact me, I try to super. Okay, you can super through it. All right. Now, let's talk about Chun-Li's whoops. Yeah. Alright. Let's talk about Chun-Li's aerial attacks, because I know we kind of glossed over it a little bit, but I want to make sure everybody knows about her aerials. Jump light kick. Very weak, very annoying, very dumb, very bad move. Other than air to air, maybe because it goes up. Jump middle kick. The pride of Chun-Li's aerials in this game. It has good reach, it has good corner cross-ups. It's really good. So really good move to do. Good corner, and you can combo into it if you need it. Jump heavy kick, very nerfed move. Probably the biggest nerf Chun-Li received. She got basically Laura's jump heavy kick from 5. Just really bad move. Really bad move. Not a good move. So you know, sometimes you'll read and you'll get a good hit, but it's not the move you want. You get that, or you can do jump middle kick, but jump middle kick you need to be a little lower to hit. So you know, there's some uses for heavy kick, but again, you gotta really read your opponent and have that fireball red to do it. Okay. Then you got jump jab, which I think is not terrible. It's actually a good jump. Doesn't have a lot of range, but it does lock down your opponent if they don't anti, right? You got jump medium, which jump medium is like a 2-hit move. It's an okay move. It's not something that I use a lot, but it's okay. It's a good air to air. That's about it. It's nothing crazy, nothing to jump in with. And then jump heavy punch. Jump heavy punch is really good. You have a lot of range. Like it's a lot of range. Okay, and you can combo for a while, so it's a good range. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty good range. Now, as you guys notice, she does not have the strength of her kicks, her aerials she had in 4 and 5. So this is what is a big nerf to Chun-Li's kit early on. This is what people struggle with because now the jump-ins aren't good. She has to rely on normals and her kit on the ground to do some work. Okay. So just so you guys know, her aerials are not that great, but you can also stop in the air and you can bounce around. Okay. And it's a good way to get around people if you need to. If you're jumping in at people, yeah, I want to jump over. All right, jump over. Okay, so it's an okay tool to use. All right. Now let's talk about combos. This is probably what a lot of people are waiting for, and I'll make sure to put this somewhere in the description for combos. But let's talk about combos. Now we talked a little bit of what combos Chun-Li can do. Now this is gonna be a little annoying, so I'm gonna take off the drive impact. All right, so we talked about what her bread and butter is. For me, when you start off as a character, standing middle punch, crouching middle punch. Okay, now you can cancel that into legs, and so actually before I continue, let me go ahead and talk about special cancels. What normals actually special cancel? Jab does. You can do it into EX legs. Crouching jab does. You can go into EX legs. You can go into light spinning bird as well, just like in 4 and 5. Well, I think in 5. I don't know about 4. I forgot. Middle punch can cancel. Yes. Crouching middle punch can cancel. Yes. Heavy punch can cancel. No, but heavy punch can go into Serenity stream. Serenity stance or whatever it's called. Right? Okay, so not necessarily a cancel, but she honestly, she can only get that. Let me see. Can I combo that? Hold on. Okay, so you can combo that with like light spinning, and I think you can do like. Okay, so you can do that combo. Okay, I'm just kind of messing with it. I didn't know if it was a combo or not. Anyways, so heavy punch is Serenity cancelable, but not a special cancel. All right, let's go into kicks. Legs does, light kick does. Crouching light kick does. Good. Crouching middle kick does. Standing middle kick does. Again, not a really good normal, but you can still use it. And then heavy kick, no, but it is Serenity stance cancelable. And then sweep, obviously it doesn't. Okay, so we know our special and then the other moves, right? Forward middle kick or middle punch does. Back middle kick does. Or back heavy punch does. Okay, so a lot of normals, right? A lot of her normals does cancel, which is really, really strong. So if you're throwing something, you want to cancel it if you need to. Remember, EX legs is safe. So if you're like panicking, just throw that EX legs out. They block it, you're not punishable. Everything else is pretty much punishable. So be careful. Alright. So, combos. This is a combo. Standing middle punch, crouching middle punch, medium legs. Now, heavy doesn't work. Whoops. Heavy will not work. Okay, let me actually put the button in. So, I have every button except heavy kick. So, if I need to change a button, I'm gonna just change that one for now. Alright, we'll just put this as heavy kick 4 now. Okay. Alright, so that does not combo. Too slow. Okay, too slow. Cause look, heavy kick on its own does 5 hits, so that doesn't combo. And actually, if you're going to test out your combos, everyone, make sure you're doing block after first hit. So you can see if it does combo. Okay? Should have put that on earlier. Alright. What other combos? So we got middle punch jab into So you can go into light legs. Okay, you can go into light legs, and you can go into EX. Okay, jab into EX will always work. Okay, and you get 3 of them. Alright, you get 3 jabs. So make sure you're using that when you're close if you need that extra hit confirm. And remember, EX can be cancelled now. I don't know if I went over that actually, but pretty sure I did. You can cancel. Whoops. Into level 2. Okay? So if you need that quick punish, if you need that jab punish, hey, I got jab into level 2, do it. Okay? Now, you can also cancel to level 3. And this is a level 3 hit. Pretty cinematic. Everyone has a cinematic level 3. This is their CA that sends them to the wall. Actually, let me try something. There's a lot of things that I don't test, that I'm just kind of going off of memory and ranks and all that stuff. So, just sends them to the corner or no? No. Okay, no. That would be broken if we did. Alright. Now you got this into legs. Let's see if this works. So back heavy into heavy legs does work. So if you want to go into that, you can. Okay. Let's go ahead and do daddy middle punch, crouching middle punch, spinning bird, and you can do into light, medium. Let's see if heavy works. I was not. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. You can't go into EX. You can't go into heavy spinning bird. But you can go into EX. Now EX is very cool because they do leave them popped up, and you can do a number of things. You can go. Whoops. You can go into medium legs after that, which I usually do. Does a good amount of damage. You can do level 1 super. You can do level 2 super. This one, now I will say for this super, you have to do it early. Don't wait too long, because if you wait too long, it's gonna drop. Okay? So make sure that when you're doing this combo, it's not dropping. You're doing it early enough. The last one. You can do level 3. Okay. So EX Spinning Bird is really, really strong. Gives you so many combos. Okay? Oops. No, I don't have to know. Okay. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can also do Tencho kick. That does good damage as well. Okay. My favorite part is that in the corner you actually get more stuff to do. Like it's legs, right? Or you can do whoops. To like super if you want. Okay. So make sure that you guys are utilizing the combo that you want to do. Now, obviously, this all comes down to preference. You can also do EX legs. That almost does 3k damage. But you use 4 bars of drive meter. So you gotta be careful. You gotta pick and choose what you want to do. A lot of times people will just do. And to this does 2600, very good damage. Didn't need the 2 bars, don't need super. Let's see what super does. So level 1 super does 3k damage. Does cost meter, you know, but again, you don't need to use anything else, right? So make sure you guys are using that. You make sure you're using your tools and trying to decide what you want to do. I would suggest doing Tencho kick afterwards, because you can kind of follow your opponent a little better with it. But level 1 super is not bad if you want to try to do a lot of damage. Okay, I would try to refrain from doing like EX Spitty Bird to EX legs. Again, you want to not be burned out by the end of it. Okay. Alright, so that's one combo. Well, we did a couple combos with that. Do we have any other combos? So again, we talked about the Serenity stance combos, which is really fast, but you can combo up with that. Okay, so now you can combo into light Hasanchu with back heavy, and since he combos, you can also go into level 3. That combo. Okay, so if you ever land a big combo, or if you want to go into level 3, and you're really used to doing back heavy punch into Hasanchu, that is something you can do. Okay. Now, and let me actually change my buttons back, because we are done with using heavy kick for now. And these are my buttons, just in case you guys are curious to what I do. I just use heavy kick for that. Okay. So, here's a cool combo. Remember what we were talking about, especially against fireball characters like Ryu. Okay, so let's say we get him to do this, right? And nothing really sends him far. You can go into level 1 super after EX punching. You can go into level 2 super after EX Hasanchu. You can go into level 3 after EX Hasanchu. Okay, EX Hasanchu is really good. It pops people up. And then you can also do like the heavy Tencho kicks. Okay, so it's really important to know what you got. Now, if you don't have those kind of combos, you can do something. Actually, not that. You can do this. It's a sweep. You can do this. Actually, I don't know. Let me see those. You can go into light spinning bird after that. So. But I would just do normal into that. I would just do something like that. It does good damage, right? If you don't want to spend meter, you don't want to do super, anytime you land EX Hasanchu, go into heavy Tencho kick. It's really strong, does good damage. Again, leaves you in a good spot to do stuff you want. Okay. Yeah, I completely forgot, and I probably should have taken my time with this tutorial, but I did forget. Chun-li does have another overhead, and it is down forward heavy punch. This move is okay. It's nothing like crazy. That's why I forgot about it, because I don't ever really use it. But this is 1 frame on hit. But the reason why I didn't bring it up, because there's actually a use for it later that we'll talk about. But this is an overhead that you can do. You can't cancel it. It is 1 frame on hit, and is 2 frames on block. Okay. So it's not punishable. It's just a very slow move. But we'll get into the reason why later. Why I didn't bring it up. But it is another normal that you can do. Unique normal. Alright. Let me see here. Combos. What other combos do we have? That's pretty much it when it comes to like standard combos that Chun-li does. Now there are some things to think about over here. So we're gonna have him stand up. We're gonna have him always block. And so now we're gonna talk about drive impact. Okay, so drive impact. When they block, they get splatted to the wall if they're close to the wall, right? So you gotta choose what combos you want to do. Usually, I'll just do Crouching middle kick into spinning bird. That's usually what I do. Does okay damage. But as I've progressed with this game, I've started thinking about other combos that I can do. So I can do. Whoops. You can do it. You can do it to EX Tencho after that. You can do into heavy, which is a good almost 2k damage. And you can also do this oh, I'm trying to do this. Hold on. Okay, maybe that doesn't work. You could do something like that as an air reset. You could also do into stomps if you want. You have to walk forward though. So you do this, you have to walk forward or it messes up. Okay, so that's good too. But yeah, this is like good. You can do a Sancho after that into level 3, so you can do. Let me try that. Okay, so you can go into level 3 if you need to do a level 3 combo off of just blocked drive impact. Okay. And then obviously you can just do something simple, just hey, level one super. You don't have to make it too crazy, but the thing you have to remember is the first hit is in the air. They're not standing on the ground. So anything I do, they're in the air. So just remember that, okay? So probably want to do that one if you really want to. However, drive impact is 1 bar and then OD is 2 bars. So that's 2 bars. It's already 3 bars used for this combo. Kind of want to refrain from doing it if you need to. So usually I'll just do something like this, but you pick what you want. Doing this, is okay. Let me actually do this because I did not think about this, but let me go back to heavy kick because I needed it to show something. You can do this into level 1. And that's probably the best combo you can do, to be honest. That does 2500 damage from a blocked. So back heavy kick, back heavy punch, heavy leg into level 1. So make sure you guys are writing that down. So drive impact, they block it, back into. And you can also do, if you don't want to do that, that does good damage, 2200 for no bars, just 1 drive impact bar, no super. Okay. So make sure you guys write it down, is really, really important. And if your opponent is in burnout, right? Let's just say he's in burnout. What happens here is when they block this move, they become stunned. So you have all this time to do a jump in combo. Don't forget, you can do a jump in combo from this spot. So you drive impact, they're stunned, hold up forward. Right? Into a super or whatever, okay? So remember, you have time to do a jump in. So the moment you stun them, remember they have to be in burnout. They have to block drive impact in the corner. They're stunned, just hold forward. Now you might notice something that I haven't talked about yet. There is no cross-ups anymore in the corner. Even if I stomp, it bounces me back. It doesn't bounce me forward, it doesn't keep me there. Now if you want to bounce forward, you have to do the stomp really low. Okay, you have to do it really low. But again, there's no crossover. So always remember, when people are jumping around you over here, it's never going to cross up. So block backward. Okay, very important. It's a big change to the game. Alright. Now, let's talk about Parry. No, we're gonna turn this back on. We're gonna give him back his meter. We're gonna do something different here. We're gonna do wake up. Whoops. We're gonna do. Wait a minute. Let's just do wake up jab. Okay, wake up jab. And it's on. Okay. Now let me get my controller back, and then we'll talk about parries. Let me see here. So, just to explain this real quick. Drive impact is heavy kick, heavy punch at the same time. Parry is middle punch, middle kick at the same time. Okay. So this is parry. Middle kick, middle punch. V skill. For those that played 5. So let's talk about parry. Now that was a perfect parry. What you can do is one perfect parry, there's a small animation, right? To pause. Whatever button you're holding will be the first input that comes out. Alright, so. But you do have to time your parry to do it at the right time. See that? So, I was able to deliver a crouching middle punch because I held the button. Right? Let's continue doing this. Timing's a little. Okay, so what that says is that with that parry that I did, I'm 8 frames ahead. That means I get to do 8 frames. I have 8 frames to punish him. So what do I want to do if I'm really close? Let's try it again. Couple times. So yeah, you gotta make sure you hit this in the 2 frame window that you have. You only have 2 frames to perfect parry. Oh, I'm not getting anymore. I was so good to get on the first try, and now I can't get it anymore. Oh my god. Stop blocking, goddammit. Let's do this. Whoops. Oh, don't be mean. Nope. Nope. And then I didn't do what I wanted to do. God damn it. Oh, you know what? It's not. No, it should let me. What the hell am I talking about? Alright. Yeah, you got 2 whole frames. Not a frame chart, perfect. You got 2 whole frames. So, this means is that you have 8 frames to punish them for it. Okay? However, the damage scaling is reduced, or implemented, I should say, when you perfect parry, which means you're going to do less damage. Shut up, bro. Anyways, so when you do perfect parry, you want to make sure that you're choosing a combo that is not requiring you to use a lot of meters. And you gotta make sure you're on time. Okay. So that combo right there did 1140 damage off of perfect parry. If I do it normally, so remember this is 1140. Oh my god. Well, right there already did 1200. But this combo does 2160 without it. Okay. So a lot of times when I do these kind of combos, it just depends. It's not gonna do a lot of damage, but like, you know, if I think I'm gonna kill him with it, I'll do damage. If I don't think I'm gonna do much damage, I just want to get him in the corner. I already have him in the corner. A lot of times when I have a corner like this, I'll probably just do I'll just throw him, right? 10, 20. Not the same amount of damage I did last time, but you know, I have him cornered in the corner. I have him cornered, and now I can put pressure on him on wake up and stuff. So this is a good tool to use. Perfect Parry is really good against strings. You just have to time it right. I just wait too late, but you know. So I would suggest when we're talking about perfect parries, you don't want to use meter. Don't try to use too much meter in this situation. Okay? Just try to refrain from doing too much meter because the damage is not that good. All right. Now we're gonna go to the juicy part of this combo arc or combo tutorial, right? And that is drive rush. Okay, and we're gonna take off the wake up. Okay, how do we do drive rush? There's two ways to do it, and there's two consumptions from it, or two things that are required from it. If you do drive rush from here, you want to hold parry and then dash. Okay, you don't have to hold parry, you just tap it. Alright. And the cool thing is, something that I've learned is that if you do double dash then parry, you'll only spend one whole bar. But you gotta do parry the moment you do the second forward, right? You dash with the forward. On the second forward of the forward, you press parry. And you'll do one bar of parry. If you do it normally, it'll spend a little bit more. Does it make a difference? Yes, because you don't want to be in burnout. So, as long as I'm in that last, bar of drive meter, I can spend whatever I want. No matter what I'm doing, I can spend whatever I want, even if it costs 2 or 3, but then I'll get to burnout. So, now I'm in burnout, right? Even if I'm at a pixel of drive meter, I can spend EX, I can spend a 3 bar, I can do drive and rush combo if I wanted to. But it'll put me in burnout. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you want to utilize the meter. Now this is hard to remember, so don't worry about it too much. I don't do it yet, but it is something good to know. When you want to drive rush, you do that. Okay? But normally 1 bar for normal drive rush parry. This is from the parry. Now if I want to do it off of a combo or a hit or a block, it's just odd hit or block, you do it off of you cancel with just dash. You don't have to parry. You can just do double dash. So alright, now I'm in burnout. Now there are select number of moves that you can drive rush from. Okay, it's not every move, but pretty much with Chun, it's like every move she has. Okay, but she can't do it off of kick. She can't do it off of heavy punch, and I believe she can't do it off of like crouching light. Yeah, she can't do it off of crouching light. Okay, so but you can do it off of stand light. Now, what you want to see is what can you combo with these moves, right? So that I did. Let's do like it. Like it. Did it work? No. Like it, the jab worked. Okay. So what happens here is, I want you guys to take a look at something. Stand jab is 5 frames on block. If I do it from front after drive rush on hit, it's 9 frames. So what happens is that you're given more frames after the drive rush on the first hit. So if I do this, I'm 6 frames. If I do this, I'm 10 frames. So guess what combos? So this into this doesn't combo because it's too slow. But if I drive rush into it, that combo. So that gives me a combo that I want to do. Right? I messed it up, but still. That is how drive rush works. You look for combos that work, and you gotta remember the normal that you press after drive rush is plus. more plus than what it usually is. Now on block, if we do this on block, this plus 1 now becomes plus 5, so 4 frames. Let's test it out with everything. Is that real for everything? So jab, drive rush jab, yeah, 4 frames. Crouching light kick, -2, plus 2. But it's only the first move. If I do it 5, so drive rush 5 frames, but a normal one, 1 frame. Drive rush, crouching middle punch, plus 2. Normal, -2. So it's giving you 4 more frames when you drive rush. So make sure you're being careful what you're pressing your buttons with when you block this move. Okay? So a lot of combos that I usually do, this goes into moves like that. So what I remember when I talked about this down forward heavy punch. Before, it was on hit -1 or +1, but when I do this on hit, it's +5. Now I can combo into that combo because I dry rushed into it. So a lot of times I'll knock him down, do that, and then do some combos off of that. Okay. So using the drive rush meter is really important when you're doing combos. You can also do it off of big normals like that. Crouching middle kick is really good with it. Forward middle punch is really good with it. Now, the thing that you have to remember is when you cancel, make sure you're canceling the button fast too. So, see that combo because it cancels fast. If I do it too late, it won't cancel. So remember, after you drive rush cancel, make sure you're inputting the button as fast as you can. Okay? If you take too long, it won't combo. So a good combo that you would do is like, this is a big combo. Now, will I waste a lot of meters? Sure. But sometimes it's required. Sometimes you need to push them to the corner. Sometimes you need to do these combos that we're doing. Okay? So remember, look for the combos that work for you. Look at the combos that you can utilize so that you're able to get the most out of your stuff. This is still the learning stage. This is still in development, right? All these combos, we're still practicing, we're still learning. So don't expect a DLC to this video in a year or so when we learn some new stuff. Okay, but for the most part, usually the combo you're gonna want to do is middle punch, drive, like any kind of drive rush combo, cancel into back heavy. So middle punch after drive rush, middle punch, back heavy punch, serenity stance, light kick into whatever you want. All right, so. Into like level 2 or whatever you want to do. Okay, that's like gonna be the main one. So this is the one you want to learn. Hard, yes, but I'm doing it with my face, so no excuses. All right, no excuses, everyone. If I can do it, you can do it. All right. Now, at the last part of this video, we're gonna talk about how to actually fight with Chun. Chun is now, more of a character that requires the normals that she has, but the mediums. In games of the past, she would be used with their heavies. And you can still use heavy sweep, crouching heavy punch, or heavy kick, but now her most noticeable tool is going to be her movement. Her walk speeds are not bad, and so you want to look for your hit confirms. You want to go into drive rush combos if you need to put pressure like that. Now, I will say meaties in this game is something very tough to do. We're not going over it too much because even though the sweep that the meaty that you want to do is middle punch, right? Because that's 8 frames now. Or that is 8 frames. You get a lot of meaty. The thing is that there's so many wake up options in this game. It's almost hard to do it. Because now that your drive meter is tied to your EX meter, you can do it right off the bat. So what's stopping him from going for a Shoryuken early on, right? So even though it's important, and I do want you guys to learn, right? Medium punch or back heavy punch as meaties, don't dwell on it too much. Don't stress on it too much, because again, there are wake up drive pack. A lot of people wake up parry. So if you try to meaty and they parry you, guess what? They're gonna perfect parry you. So sometimes you gotta go for the throw. So yes, parries or meaties are important. The pressure of meaty is very important, but it's not as dominant as it once was. So make sure that when you do knock down your opponent, you know, you're trying to see what he's gonna do. You know, you can try to bait him out. You can go for a throw. Any of those things. Okay. It's just learning. Like, you gotta see what your opponent's gonna do. You gotta like take notes, mental notes. Okay, he DP. Okay, he likes to drive impact. Okay, he likes to parry, and then, you know, make decisions after that. Okay. All right. So yeah, mediums is very important. Jump-ins are not very strong anymore. So make sure your anti-airs are good. You got your middle kick. You got your roundhouse. Right. So if your opponent is let's see here. What can I do? Let me see. Can I make him common actions? Jump forward. Okay. Okay, so let's just say I don't know. Let's say I knock him down and he jumps forward. Did I not turn? I did not. Did not turn it on. I am very dumb. Okay, so usually what I try to see is, like, I try to keep him in that corner. Like, I try to wait for him to come down on his jump to do something. Now, heavy kick is very hard to use because he's got to be at a certain range. If he's far away, it's good. But if I'm too close, it's gonna whip. Even if I do it, you know, a little bit of distance, I gotta make sure I'm right. If not, that's gonna whip, and you're gonna get punished. Okay, so most of the time, when you do anti-air, you still got your down. Whoops. You still got your down kick, Tenko or whatever. You still got your medium kick. Okay, but it's up to you. You also got a really good air throw. Okay, so air throw. Okay. Air throw. Walk under, punish, landing frames. Okay, so make sure that you got all your tools ready for this kind of ready for this kind of stuff. Heavy kick goes into level 1 or EX flex. So yeah, I can do level 1. I can do on the EX flex. I can do level 1 super. I can also do level like 2. Make sure they're high so that you don't drop it. Okay. So very, very cool. Now, just as a special bonus, you can drive rush or middle kick. So you can do that, and if you want, you can get on the other side too. Really neat trick. All right. Make sure you're using that if you're ready. I'm not yet using that, but we're saving that for Evo, right? But I'm showing it to you guys now, so it's okay. But make sure that you guys have that answer ready in case you need it. All right. Yes, you can also do like right. Yeah. So you can do yeah. So you can do stance cancels. Right into whatever. So come on. I'm just too early. I'm not used to doing this combo, but you're right. Why am I so bad? I'll get it. Oh, I keep doing the wrong one. I'm so bad. You want to do spinning bird after that. I'll try one, like 2 more times. You can do stuff like that. Okay. So yeah. So yeah, use your fireballs. Obviously, light fireballs are really good to get in. Put your opponent. Be careful of drive impact. Everybody has it. Everybody's willy and nilly with it. So make sure you're ready for it if they do it. Against fireball characters, Sancho is really good. Remember that you have to clear it. You can't just go through it. It won't work like that. But you have to clear it. Okay. But I will say EX Sancho is invincible. Like more, not halfway, but not at startup, but like past halfway, she's invincible to fireball. So if you're fighting those guys that are setting up their sonic booms with that wheel, you can EX Sancho. Okay. So make sure you guys are getting it. Make sure you're hit confirming your specials. You're doing this, super, whatever, good damage. Okay. All that good stuff. And yeah, that is the end to my Chun-li tutorial. Pretty lengthy one for this one. There's still some things that we're still learning, and there's still things that I'm explaining and showing off for the most part. But I think Chun-li is in a good spot as a character, and I think she can definitely use some real creative minds and really good execution heavy people. I'm not a good execution heavy people person, but I'm really smart with my normals and my spacing is really good, so I try to make her work. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave it in the comments section below. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel for more Street Fighter 6 content. Obviously, I'm going to be posting a lot of my tutorials and videos from my stream, so make sure you guys are caught up to that if you're learning. We're trying to get to Evo, so make sure you guys visit me on my Twitch channel. I have a donation fund going for Evo, and yeah, I'm excited for the game. It's rough, so if you're struggling with Chun, don't worry. I was struggling with Chun, but it took me a little bit, and I got to masters with her, so she can definitely do some things with that. And yeah, I think that'll be it for me. Make sure you guys again like and comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys all next time. Peace.